Welcome back. It's difficult to put into words how you feel when you lose someone you love, but it's especially hard for children.
And with the recent death of Tom Bierson fresh on many people's minds here in the Valley, many people want to know how to help ease the pain that children feel when they've lost a loved one. Bereavement specialist Kristen Wenzel is here with advice. Good morning.
Good morning.
So it is tricky to
hard.
talk to children.
Yeah. And you know, Tom has been on everybody's mind,
Right.
with that tragic loss of that young man. And I think the uncertainty is something that is so huge for adults and children. When I think about just the fear and the things that are going on, when I hear the kids on TV talking about, you know, we're not going out as much at night, we're not leaving campus. Children are the same as teens and the college-age student when it comes to the fears and the kinds of things that they're dealing with. I just worry a lot about kids right now just because there's so many scary things going on in the world. And how do you explain it to them when we don't even know as adults?
Exactly. We have a hard time dealing with it.
Yeah, exactly.
So what words do you use? Does it depend on the age of the child?
Absolutely. I think when you're thinking about what you say to children and how you talk to children about death, first of all, being very honest. You have to use the right words, not kind of those metaphors or they're sleeping, they're not, you know, they're in a special place. That's really scary because kids are very literal. They deal with things very literally and they need to hear they have died, they are dead, or they had an accident, and giving them as much information as you feel at their age that they're capable of handling. I know with my own kids, you know, I would kind of go from where they stopped asking questions and I'd think, okay, they probably got this now, and then I can stop giving them information. So
that's smart.
yeah, you know, you give them as little as you can, and then the next step can be, okay, they don't seem to get it, so I'm going to ask them I'm going to give them a little bit more information, and then when they get like, okay, I got it, and then you can send them off on their way.
So how do you explain died or dead to a 4-year-old? I mean,
well, I think you can use words, and for a 4-year-old, it's really difficult, but
yeah.
I think telling them that they're not here anymore, they have died. Taking a child to a funeral or the prayer service is something that is a question that we get a lot at hospice. You know, can I take my child to the funeral and to the funeral home? Absolutely. It gives them a sense of understanding. Many times the first death that a child will experience is the loss of a pet. And so, you know, going through the rituals and going through all the things that you can do with that is helpful for kids.
Here's what we might say in prayer. We might bury the cat in that special place by the tree we planted in the backyard.
Absolutely.
Okay.
And I think it's important for them to know that it is real and it is forever. They don't understand that at that age. Up until they get into their teens, they really don't necessarily understand the formality and the finality of death. So we have to continue to reinforce that. They'll want to call grandma, they'll want to talk to their person, and just to continue to give them that information that no, you know, remember they died. So,
well, some kids act like it's normal, or they'll just go on with their normal life.
Well, and for kids, they do it much differently than adults. For kids, they kind of grieve in little spurts. Something will hit them, or maybe they're just having a bad day, and all of a sudden you hear, well, I really miss grandma, or I miss dad. Well, yeah, they do, because they don't know what to do with their emotions. I'll never forget, one of my children said to me once, they were talking about not having the right words to tell me what they were feeling when they were little. And so you think about that. They don't have the words to express what they're feeling and what things are going on. So we need to kind of guide them through that if we can.
By saying something like, are you feeling a little sad today about something?
Absolutely.
Encourage them like that?
Absolutely.
You know why
You know,
you're sad?
at hospice we have some great literature and some great workbooks that we use with our kids. And they're a way that you can sit down with your 4-year-old. It's a kind of a color book, an activity book that just opens up the conversation. It says, draw a picture of grandma, or tell me of a great memory. So it's a time that you both can sit down and work on something, because kids need to be busy. They need to be working with their hands. And that's one of the ways we deal with our kids when we do any of our programming at hospice, is very hands-on. We work with, you know, projects and art projects and those kinds of things.
Okay, much more on this topic when we come back. Thank you. We'll be right back.